Okay, self-defense is when you use violence to protect either yourself, other people, or your property, right? You know, if someone's attacking you, your folks, or your property, your pets, whatever, you attack them back to, at the very least, stop them from attacking that stuff, right? Well, what if I told you there was a moral philosophy where you weren't allowed to do violence even in that circumstance, even in self-defense? Okay, you're not allowed to use violence to, be the aggressor, but you're not allowed to use violence to, as the victim, protect yourself. Well, that moral philosophy is called pacifism. And I find it to be a very detrimental, dysfunctional moral philosophy. In fact, I even consider it extremism. Pacifism is extremism. Why is it extremism? Well, you see, in pacifism, absolute pacifism always, there's like regular pacifism where you pretty much just oppose war, you have violence and self-defense, but you oppose war overall. Don't just go in like a foreign country and have your foreign intervention going on, that kind of shit. But the pacifism I'm going to talk about is absolute pacifism, where you don't use violence in any circumstance, even to defend yourself. And this is why I think such a moral philosophy is bullshit. In fact, I think this moral philosophy is even immoral. Why? Well, you see, in pacifism, you're supposed to value everyone's life. And I mean everyone's life, not just the victim, but that of the aggressor. Well, here's where the problem comes in. The aggressor isn't trying to do the same thing. Pacifism is trying to keep everyone alive, whereas the aggressor is not. He's only trying to keep him and his buddies alive. He wants to destroy all of you. He doesn't want to keep any of the victims alive, but he wants to keep his buddies alive. So, that's a problem. If one side is doing this, and the other side is doing this other contradictory thing, it's not all going to work out for all parties, because they're contradictions. And to further explain why this is a problem, the aggressor is just going to keep on hitting and attacking until the pacifist is dead, Pacifist is raped, dead, stolen from, whatever. And, the aggressor's not going to give a shit about it, because they're the aggressor. And the pacifist is all like, oh, I try to keep everyone alive, I don't want to fight, I don't want to hurt anyone. But the problem is, the aggressor wants to hurt you. They want to hurt you. So, I say, there's only one reasonable option: fight back. Because, they're not going to stop hitting until you make them stop hitting. And to make them stop hitting, you got to use self-defense. There's no way around it. I mean, and I'd say, what's the point of pacifism? Because if the aggressor doesn't want to keep everyone alive, then why should you want to keep everyone alive? They don't want to do it. Why should you do it? They only want to keep their side alive. I say you try to keep your side alive and fight back. I had a college professor. She was a pacifist. I forget what her name was, but I remember she was a pacifist. She was from my ethics class. She was really nice, but I really disagreed with her being a pacifist. I don't know how it exactly served her or didn't serve her, but it's just not a good idea to be a pacifist. You're basically making yourself the aggressor's doormat. I mean, that's not gonna work. Aggressors don't care. You have to care. You have to fight back. Okay, so why is pacifism? Okay, that's why pacifism is impractical, right? Well, why is it immoral? Well, you're willing to just let someone walk over you and your loved ones and your property just because you don't want to fight them, you don't want to cause violence back, even though they're causing violence first towards you? That sucks. You can't do that. I don't think you can do that. I wouldn't do it. If someone's attacking me or attacking people I care about, I'll fight to defend them and me. There's a funny case of pacifism way back in like the 1800s in New Zealand, where this tribe of native New Zealanders were nearly all wiped out because this other group of bastards was killing them. And the leader of this native group of people said, under any circumstance, you can't use violence. I'm like, okay, this guy's slaughtering your people. This would be a pretty damn good time to use violence, right? Well, they didn't. They followed this guy's words to a T, and nearly all of them died. You know, they tried hiding, they tried running, they got found, they couldn't escape them, they got killed. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to your people? Why would you not allow your people to fight back? You need to fight back, okay? You need to fight back. There's no way around it. I mean, you know, the aggressor has his sick goals, so you gotta have a backup. You gotta have a plan of your own to fight them. I mean, let's say, what's a good one? What's a good example? Let's say guy A, yeah, one of those situations, guy A, guy B, that kind of thing. Let's say guy A is a fucking, I don't know, mugger, rapist, murderer, and guy B is the, you know, the victim. Let's have him be the victim, right? Well, in pacifism, guy B would have to let guy A walk all over him. And that sucks. If guy B lets guy A walk all over him, then he either gets killed, raped, it could be a woman, you know, girl A or girl B, or guy A, girl B, or girl A, guy B, you know, whatever. Guy B gets either raped, killed, beaten, mugged, all because of a stupid philosophical doctrine that just doesn't work. Or as a self-defense, guy B can fight back. He can use a gun, he can use a knife, he can use his fists. He can use whatever to try and fight back. He may not win, but at least he's trying, at least he has a chance, whereas pacifism, you just let people walk all over you, which is bullshit. So, I'm sure most people disagree with this moral philosophy, but I just thought I'd talk about it anyway to give my position on it. Because how dysfunctional can you get with a moral philosophy when you're not even allowed to fight back? I mean, criminals, aggressors of the world love pacifists because they don't fight back. It's that simple. They don't fight back. They can do whatever they want to this person. You know, someone that doesn't even try to fight back is a great target for aggressors, for bullies, for rapists, murderers, killers, kidnappers. They're a great target because they just get run right over. Aggressors exploit this shit. So, for the people that do agree with pacifism, I say stop agreeing with it, because it just doesn't work. It's immoral on the aggressor's part to attack you in the first place, but it's also immoral on your part to just let it happen to you and other people. There's nothing wrong with fighting back. They started it. It's time for you to finish it with you being on top, or at least trying to have you be on top. I don't want anyone to have to die, but sometimes that's the way it is. You know, it could have been better, could have been different. The aggressor could have been reasonable. You know, the aggressor could have been even not an aggressor in the first place, but that's not the way it's going to run. So you see, here's what I say. Here's the main gist against pacifism is, who do you value? Who should you value overall? Should you value everyone, or just value the innocent over the guilty? Because I say value the innocent over the guilty. You can't value everyone, since, you know, the aggressor's just going to walk over you. And the innocent people didn't do anything. They're innocent. So I say value the innocent people over the aggressors, because so the aggressors kind of forfeited the right to life by attacking that of others. At least they don't matter as much as the innocent, because the innocent are innocent, the aggressors are the guilty ones. I say value the lives of the innocent and take the lives of the guilty in self-defense, of course, because, you know, we can't have a society where you can't defend yourself, where you're not allowed to use a gun, you're not allowed to use a knife, you're not even allowed to use your fist, you're not allowed to use anything. Words don't work. I need to fight back. it needs to get physical, because if they're getting physical, we gotta fight fire with fire. So, I guess that's all I really have to say about it. I mean, I thought this would go on longer, but I guess there isn't really much to say about a moral philosophy like this. I mean, yeah, it's one of the most dysfunctional moral philosophies I ever come across, but I guess there isn't really that much to say about it. So this is, gaming philosophy talking. I haven't released a video in a long time, but now I'm releasing one now. So yeah, that's what I have to say.